energy. Yeah?
Energy!
Woo!
Woohoo! I'm certainly up.
I feel alive right now.
I'm down.
Yeah, I can see that, Stuart.
Yeah.
Today we're talking about bosses, or more to the point, disappointing bosses, or even more to the point, disappointing final bosses. And good bosses. Welcome to the almost definitely disappointing episode 8 of Ready Game Fire. I'm your host Chris Fox, making his third Ready Game Fire appearance and continuing with the theme of disappointing bosses. It's Stuart Fenn. Lol.
Good evening.
Hello. To put that into context,
Was a good lol, yeah.
Stuart is my superior where we work.
He's your superior. Don't have to add where we work.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
We work at the laundrette under the leadership of Dot Cotton.
I'm her second.
Stu's the mid-level boss. Dot Cotton's the final boss.
I'm directly underneath you, and you're directly underneath Dot.
We have a lot of fun. That is a sexy
A
sandwich.
lot of tumbling and drying going on.
Do you want to do a good, decent Dot Cotton? Okay.
I don't know who that is. What? Oh, I don't know. Dot Cotton?
Back once again with the ill behaviour. It's Mike. That's the power of love.
8 to be here, Chris.
What?
What?
8 to be
Yeah,
here.
8 to be here.
Because it's episode 8.
Episode 8, and it's like great to be here.
And RGF's favourite fledgling programming scouser, Jamie Rathbone. Jamie, say calm down, calm down.
Calm down, calm down.
Yep.
All right there.
Oh, God.
All right there, our kid.
Hello, mate. That's everybody. Let's do a bloody great podcast.
Bloody good, sir.
A bloody 8 podcast.
Bloody 8. What? That's
What are you doing?
You just said it doesn't work. That was your gag.
Yeah, let's get started with second-hand news. Actually, I've got some first-hand news today.
This is an exclusive.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've got
today?
a 3DS.
Wow. Good. Well, what do you think?
I like it.
Yeah. How much on a scale of 1 to
£200.
200? Be like
Oh,
200.
right.
200.
Is it very exclusive anymore?
Yeah. A lot of people have them.
Well, I mean, it's it's news. I've got one.
It's new.
I was going to give you some feedback. So, yeah.
Well, run down what do you love about it
I do
most?
like it. Okay, here's what I like about it. I realise RGF's been a bit 3DS heavy, so we're going to breeze through this. Yeah, I like it, especially the 3D, which surprises me because I'm not all overly fussed about 3D. It's a bit gimmicky to me. You know, Avatar looked good.
You're not fussed about 3D. You feel it's a bit gimmicky.
Yeah.
But you buy a 3DS already owning a 3DS, a DS.
Yeah, but it's not
A
just
3DS.
3D. It's not a DS Lite with 3D, is it? It's the next step up in terms of power.
Wow.
It is correct.
I've got an exclusive. I bought a 4DS. the other day.
That is exclusive.
Damn.
Off eBay. 10 quid. Bargain, I thought.
So yeah, I'm surprised by how much I love the 3D. I haven't found myself turning it off at all. I thought I would just show people. They look 3D, and they go, oh yeah, 3D, and then I would turn it off and just get on with the no nonsense gaming. Sorry, I touched your toes
That's all right.
with my toes there. But along with that 3D comes its weakest point, which is about 2.5 hours battery life with the 3D on.
Yeah.
And I had a little bus trip over the weekend, and it was slightly over 3 hours, and it was enough to clean my DS out of power completely. It's just not acceptable.
No,
for
it's not
handheld.
great.
They should make the pedometer charge it up.
It would be nice, wouldn't it? I mean, you can't just throw in some extra double A's anymore. What if you're on a long haul flight? You're completely screwed.
I saw a story, I think, about someone has a little watch that you can wear that
Yeah.
carry storage to charge up your 3DS. So, spend another £200 on that and you're good to go for another 4.
Is that going to be as effective as those hand crank phone chargers that you can take to festivals?
Hey, those work.
I was
Go
going to raise that kind of touches on a great idea I had the other day
Okay.
for the future.
Don't give it out on here.
Probably
Yeah,
shouldn't. I
should
probably
be
should have
mics
started working
first.
this
It
already.
belongs to Dot Cotton.
Why not just make everything wind up, and then just have something that goes around winding those things up? Everything in your house.
Would you not
Your
need to-
television, your video.
What powers the robot?
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
Normal power,
Why can't everything just be normal power?
because it's more efficient.
Is it?
Yeah, got one thing being powered, going around, winding everything up. Your video, your VHS.
That's mental. So instead of
Those are what you think of, first of all.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
video,
Sure,
your
I'd like
video
to-
and your VHS.
Yeah, they're
I
different.
find your ideas intriguing, and I'd like to subscribe to your newsletter.
Okay.
Where can I do that?
Yeah.
So you'd rather have, instead of electricity, which is pretty convenient, you'd rather have a robot getting in the way of your television, winding things up
It would
every
do it-
10 minutes.
It would do it at night.
Got you there.
No,
While we sleep.
Yeah.
So,
That's scary.
You thought it through. Have you got the projections for the financial?
They look
figures
good.
you need?
so one wind will last about 8 hours of television.
Well, I'm not defining that yet. I'm not gonna,
You don't want to give it all
box
away.
myself in. No.
You don't want to give away the key.
I just think if you care about the future of the Earth,
Yeah.
then you should,
Wind
be
power,
right behind
wind
my,
power,
my
solar
winding
power,
up idea.
water power.
Winding.
Winding
Mike power. Wait, what?
What powers the robot?
Fossil fuel.
500 billion tons of fossil fuel.
Yeah, it will need a lot, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, more than we're consuming now.
Yeah. Just in case anyone wonders, though, I have patented.
Ah, lovely.
What's it called?
Stew power.
That's so we're brothers now.
It's not called that.
Stupendous.
Yeah, it's not called that.
Is this the name for the wind-up technology or the wind bot itself?
All
of it?
Yeah. It's
one
inclusive
package.
of the whole package.
So it all runs on Stew Mike. Stew power.
Stew Mike power.
Okay, well, we'll just stew on that for a bit.
Hey.
But I don't think it's the solution to the fossil fuel problem that
it could be.
That was stupid.
Oh, God.
Wait, that's just the word.
And more great things about the 3DS. The pedometer.
Cut off.
The pedometer.
Basically, you
We'll
get...
touch
You,
on it.
you get a... Let's touch the pedo...
pedometer. Risque.
Alright, guys, don't be silly. This isn't about having fun, right? It's a great incentive, is the pedometer, to take your 3DS out
Why is
and
that?
have it with you all the time, because you take your 3DS out, you leave it on sleep, so it's counting your steps. For every 100 steps, you get a play coin, which you can use in games like Street Fighter to buy more figures for your figure collection, Me Plaza stuff. But I just think it was
That's really
incredible.
cool.
It was incredible incentive to make sure you don't forget to take it out with you.
Can you
wherever
leave it
go.
at home on some sort of contraption?
I said leave it on the washing machine.
Yeah,
Well,
something like that.
I
Get shit tons of coins and not have to walk anywhere.
Stu's all about just leaving things to just...
who's going
do
to wind?
themselves,
Who's
judge
going to
them.
wind the? Anyway.
It could be done.
Anyway, well, I said to a colleague of ours, Tony, today, that I was thinking about putting it in the tumble dryer to get a load of steps, as a joke, and then he said that he was actually gonna do that.
Well, that's a damn good
Well,
idea.
heat.
It's not good. It's not a damn good idea. It's not going to survive.
Oh yeah.
Put it in a Tupperware box.
Wrap it in an ice pack in
Put
a
it in a-
towel. Put it on low heat.
I was going to say, put it in a Tupperware
Leave it
box.
on a dog.
Strap it shut.
Yeah,
and
leave
then
it on
put it in the
a dog.
washing machine on rinse.
Well, there we
Spin
go.
cycle.
You're right, guys. I was the stupid one.
That's a cool
Clearly,
feature, though. It's a nice new, exciting thing to happen, isn't it? Earn stuff as you walk.
Sponsor a marathon runner. £2.50
Yeah.
for carrying your DS. 3DS. Sorry.
And you're paying back in.
Stu's all about the hands off. He's all about delegating these
Oh, yeah.
days.
Well, that's what good
And
boss.
charity.
There you
Charity
go.
as well.
Charity, yeah. And the earth.
All of those good things.
Mike, what else did you like about the 3DS?
The alternate reality game. I made my face.
Augmented,
Yeah, what did I say?
alternate. Do you want to
Yeah,
do that line
no,
again?
I said. No,
Why?
I'm fine with being wrong.
Forgot to do the section again.
I told
Okay.
you though. You represent
Yeah, all
the family.
Okay. The family. The family. Okay. I'm good with that accent. Yeah, no, I really like the augmented reality stuff.
Don't you mean alternate reality?
Shit.
This is why it takes you so long to edit together. Because
Yeah.
you go through every ridiculous little thing.
Take it back from my line. Take
off
it
the
back from
cuff.
my line. Take it back from my line. Here we go.
Scene.
I really liked the.
Just the noise.
I hate the
Gervais
3DS.
noise.
When's the MGB coming out?
That's the conclusion. On to... Actually, that's the end of the episode. Bye!
Really like the augmented reality part of it. There was a fun game where I
Yeah.
put my face onto little spaceships and shot them, and most importantly, it called me a baby boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it said that I was a young woman.
The 3DS takes a picture of your face and estimates what you are as a human, and I was baby boy.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Because
that's fair,
you have a fresh face.
Fresh face.
And
Yep.
you got young lady,
I got
even
young lady.
with the beard.
It's only a little bit of stubble now. I don't have the gargantuan beard that I had a month ago.
Still, I'd rule it out. I'd rule.
Yeah.
Any sort of
woman.
beard rules you out of
Well, that's
Counts against
sexist.
it, doesn't
young lady especially.
Well, I'm not a young lady, but let's not, strike that up as a negative for the 3DS.
Not young.
Shall we?
You could pass one if you had a shave.
Thank you.
James.
Yeah, Street Pass as well is great, and that kind of ties in with the whole pedometer thing. So when you leave your 3DS on sleep, you get to your destination, and you've passed a load of other people with their 3DSs, and you swap Mii's, and you can use them in games in Street Pass Plaza. Brilliant. And again, more great incentive to take things with you, which is what handhelds need to do now to battle the convenience of having amazing games like Tiny Wings
Tiny Wings.
on your smartphone.
Great game.
Wait, that was something else.
It's not Tiny Wings.
No, what was that?
Tiny Wings just goes.
He says something else. He goes off the jump. Can we shout out for Tiny Wings here? If no one's got it yet on their iPhone, get Tiny Wings.
Yeah, it's only
brilliant.
59p.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
I like the
win.
Tiny Wings, like a little achievement system where you
Yeah.
have to turn it upside down and do like
Yeah,
a
that's a
fun
life.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Tiny Wings is phenomenal. I just added some new stuff recently. I got to the biggest nest. You progress
Nest
through the
up.
game, and if you get all the achievements from one nest, you get a new nest. Get a better score multiplier, and you're off. Got a new one, so I'm back on Tiny Wings, people.
It's great fun. One of the reviews was, I'm not buying a game that's only got a few objectives that you can finish in an hour. 1 star. Jesus Christ.
Space Invaders is shit.
Corona beer. Everyone should drink Corona beer.
Send us some Corona beer.
Let's do an American movie cheers. Although if anyone sees a beer fizz up,
Yeah.
throw it immediately into that corner of the room.
Here we go. Cheers.
3, 2, 1. Ring of that.
Spring Break!
God.
No, that's fine.
Spring Break looks like a lot of fun, man.
We're a
I
bunch.
watched Piranha the other day, Piranha 3D,
Isn't it great?
and they have a lot of fun.
Apart from all the piranhas.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
just get out of the fucking water. They
Watch them have a meal.
At one point, Ving Rhames gets that boat rudder.
yeah.
Oh no, I'm in the water!
He doesn't know. He doesn't give a shit. He's just getting lower and lower
Fuck
and
your
lower.
fish.
Yeah. Bing Rames.
Ving.
Taking fish names.
Doesn't
left,
get along
right,
with
and
water
centre.
very well, does he? Ring Rames.
Where else
In
is he
Deep Blue
stuff?
Sea,
Wing
is he?
What?
That's Sam
That's
Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson, you massive
Oh
racist.
my
Ving
days.
Rhames. I was hoping you were going to say that.
Ving Rhames is black.
I don't know. I wouldn't know if I saw him.
Mike's got a story about a guy you
About
thought
Black
was Chris
Rathbone.
Eubank. He called him Hitler. Tell us that, Mike. How did that go?
What? This? Yeah. Well, I was.
This is second-hand news. Mike Power, go.
Right. Well, I was out in a bar establishment a few weeks ago. You know, the place where you might go and drink and have a laugh. You know, the kind of place where you want to have fun and not offend anyone. When a guy walked by who my friend thought looked like Chris Eubank quite a lot. He was one of the bar staff. And,
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
No, did I not? That's quite important.
Are you familiar with Chris Eubank yourself as well?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I agree there was a similarity.
Uh-huh.
Most of the haircut, that was pretty much
He was
it.
white, but yeah.
And
Dudley from Street Fighter 4, to put into context for the listeners.
okay, right.
Go.
Well,
Who wouldn't know
was
who he was?
really overgeneralised
wearing
there.
boxing gloves?
Can't do that. He was
wasn't a very
boxing
good
gloveless. And so as I was standing there talking to him, the guy my mate was like, I'm going to do it. And I was like, what are you going to do? And as he walked by, he just went, Chris Eubank!
What? Eubank!
And naturally, I was just horrified because it's so stupid and because it's like it's a bouncer guy basically, so he's never going to react well. I turned away to look away, thinking I'll just let him deal with it. It's like I kind of feel a hand rest on my shoulder, and kind of pull me around, so he was inches from my face and just looked into my eyes and went, "Yeah, well, you look like Hitler."
What?
Walked off.
But you don't, really? What does he mean all white men look like
I
Hitler?
think it's just
Did you slap him?
no, of course not. I mean, fair enough. If
For the
he thought I'd said it, I'll let him go. But otherwise, I'd have, because I'm, you guys can see I'm pretty
no, obviously
stacked
you've
and
done it.
taking him
I
on.
didn't do it.
No, I just was stunned.
Eubank.
I was stunned.
Hitler versus Eubank. Round 1.
Round one. Ding ding.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah, that was traumatic, and I told my friend why it was traumatic, and he didn't get it.
And that's
And
news.
laughed. Yeah.
And that's news.
big news.
And then did he go corkscrew?
No, because
Did he go corkscrew? Croth?
no. God, we're going to get in trouble for this.
Why?
Rating
He's not
system.
listening. That bouncer won't be listening.
I gave him my card.
If you are listening, bouncer, that looks like Chris Eubank. The views of Mike Power are the views of Mike Power alone, and not the views of Ready Game Fire or Doc Cotton, our boss. Next in the news, Duke Nukem's been delayed.
What the?
It's a big surprise.
It's just a joke, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, just leave it. No one cares.
They made it into a joke as well, which is great. They did it, but the video was, "Hey, we got a funny joke. It's been delayed." There you go.
Forever.
Well, it looks shit anyway, so why are we
Yeah.
why are we even talking about
We
it?
won't
Fuck
go
it
too
off.
much past that, but it was the video. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty funny. Check out the video of one of the directors pretending he's getting all psyched, and someone comes along and does a little switcheroo with the release date, and hilarity ensues.
News! Capcom have confirmed Resident Evil Raccoon City.
Exciting.
I've written Raccoon City Walk here. And,
Have you really?
yep, Raccoon City Walk.
Raccoon Shitty Walk.
Raccoon Shitty Walk.
I've not heard about this.
Right, I
Okay.
see. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it's because it's news.
My finger.
Because it's
Not on the
news.
pulse. Nowhere
Here's
near
my
that.
pulse. It's nowhere
Put that
near.
finger down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming to XBLA, PSN, and the PCs of the world this winter, and it's team-based third-person zombie action. So they've confirmed Raccoon City. They've also confirmed Resident Evil 4 HD coming to PSN and XBLA
HD,
That's
that's the
nice.
one.
later this year.
That's
Resident
amazing,
Evil 4
yeah.
considered by some, yours truly included in that, as the best Resident Evil game in the series of Resident Evil games.
I've played 4 and 5, and I agree with you wholeheartedly.
4
4 is the best.
It is the
series.
best one.
We were chatting about Resident Evil today.
A lot of love for
Yeah.
two for me.
Oh,
Definitely.
Now the old games are classics, but you can't play. They're not playable.
What is Resident Evil 3 is the question I asked.
What
the other
is
day.
Resident Evil?
I hear a lot about
3?
1, 2,
We just
4,
don't know.
and 5.
About 0, eh?
Is it what?
There's a 0.
Well, that cut.
Some people
what
have
came
to say
first,
zero
zero or
or
one?
It's crazy, isn't it? It's like it was made
What are
before
birds?
they even thought about 1.
Alright, so you asked what is Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 3 featured the big character called Nemesis, am I correct?
Yes.
It's called Resident Evil 3
Nemesis.
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 Who was the the colon?
Terrible
nemesis?
person that sounds.
Who was the protagonist in 3?
Well,
Colon Nemesis.
Jill was definitely one of them.
Jill was in it.
I either haven't played 3 or I've played a teeny tiny bit of it.
It's
Jill
Carlos.
Carlos.
Oh, of course, there you go.
Because it seems that kind of strange thing to kind of jump to 4. I know people say 4 is best, and I really like it, but where's 1, 2, and 3?
Oh, you should definitely go back and play the originals. I mean,
they
You
look.
know what I don't like about 4? His hair
oh, I love the hair.
and his jacket.
It's floppy.
Thankfully, he loses the jacket early on, but
Spoilers.
still, I mean, what's he trying to prove?
When I
there?
played the Resident Evil 4, I thought, I'm going to get one of those jackets.
Yeah,
That's Resident Evil Raccoon City, WOC, and Resident Evil 4 HD.
looking forward to it.
Both of those coming to XBLA, PSN, and PC later on in the year. Although I'm not sure if Resident Evil 4 is, but yeah. Last up in the news, Crisis 2 looks good. Mike,
Oh, it does. Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Anyone else tried it yet?
what have you been playing it on first of all?
PS3.
I'm raging against
Of
the
course.
Crisis 2.
It's astonishing. Like, I mean, I think a lot of people, obviously, PC is where you want to go for the best looks.
Apparently
You can't
it's a
afford
step
that.
back, though.
Huh?
Apparently it's a step back.
I think
from the last
gameplay.
Crisis
Yeah,
game.
I think gameplay it's a bit weaker.
I've never played a Crisis game.
I played the first 10 minutes of Crisis 1 like 5 times. Picked up a turtle at the beginning, and you can chuck it at people. You can.
And just threw it in the sea.
throw it at someone's head. In conclusion, Crisis 2 is a damn fine game and ridiculously pretty. I mean, I did feel like I was playing my PC on my PS3, which is nice because I've seen it on PC and it didn't look too much worse. It was glorious. Go try it,
Wii-U.
people.
Gameplay, design.
Gameplay design is good. A lot of high
Has those,
levels.
yep, it's got
a
those.
lot of high levels in combat.
Those
So
exist.
there are periods where I've gone through a big hectic firefight, got to the other side of kind of the open area, looked back and seen literally big bridges I could have climbed over to fight. A lot of good level design.
Big bridges that you could have
Climbed over.
Yep. No,
Yeah.
not clammed, just clam.
Clam. Big bridges I could have climbed. And
I will climb. I clam.
the
That.
combat is a bit crazy. It plays like a stealth game, but I'm not very good at stealth, so I die a lot.
It plan like a stealth game.
Chris is doing something I don't get, people. I don't really know what's going on. I was asked to give a journalistic review of Crisis 2, and I've been interrupted.
Threw in the word journalistic there.
Journalistic.
I actually
Which
wanted it
journalists?
in percussive poetry. End of the news. End of the news.
Don't need to announce it. What?
Oh wow! Do that again.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
That's just saliva, isn't
Pretty
it?
good.
Drop a beat.
That is good.
Wycliffe Jean is running for mayor of Haiti. Oh no! Someone shot him. Damn.
President. Get your shit right.
Independent boning. Hit me.
Independent boning.
Cheers. Just a couple of things. Quite brief.
Yep.
Guys over at Extra Lives are having a Minecraft marathon.
Yeah, they're the charity people, are they?
They
not?
are, yeah. Extralives.org. They'll be playing Minecraft for 36 hours.
Jesus.
For
Is that going on right
a
now?
small donation, you can get on the server. It's not going on right now. It's in the near future.
Doesn't
Okay.
seem like the biggest sacrifice I've ever heard. Like, I'll play this game, which I probably really like.
38
I'm fairly
hours, though.
addicted to
36.
continuously, and pay me money for it.
36.
Those guys get money though.
Well, it's a long time. I'm not denying it's a long time.
They
But
give me hard.
with the correct class A's, you'll make it through them.
Gaming marathons have always seemed like the weakest kind of effort for a charity. But you know,
It's just doing your part, though, isn't it?
Running a marathon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sitting some beans, you know.
In the game.
Build the world's biggest Jenga something.
I played Total War Empire for 24 hours once for charity.
Do you mean
You
for
mean-
your
yeah.
own profit?
My charity.
yes.
The Chris Fox Caramel Fudge Brownie charity. We made a lot of that, yeah.
How did that go?
The only thing you can do around the 4 a.m. mark after starting at 10 the day before, 10 a.m. that is naval battles. Everything else becomes
No.
impossible.
You're talking
They
like
are
belly
tough.
button fights.
But on the plus side, at that point of a shift of that length, everything's just hilariously funny.
Yeah. Why was I crying so much then?
Laughter?
What else have you got for us in
I
independent?
was going to ask a question about something.
Machinarium. Good point and click. Lovely visuals.
What did you want to ask?
I was
Mike?
going to make a point. What are the names of developers of Minecraft? They got
Mojang.
Mojang.
It's just one guy though, isn't it?
It was one
Yeah,
guy.
but it's not-
He's
He's expanded.
expanded.
I
yeah.
was.
Now
I was
he's
gonna
a
make a point. I can't remember now. There's
He
a
was pretty big before, but now he's expanded.
on the Escapist magazine website. They're doing a kind of developer March Madness, and Mojang went ahead of Epic. People voted Mojang ahead of Epic as their favourite developer. So there's one for the
Affable
independents.
Yeah, he's
Striking a chord with people.
It's interesting there because you've got two quite different developers.
Yeah,
yeah,
And,
very different.
very different.
Yeah,
One producing
yeah.
the big old brash games, and one producing the little outsider. And people voted for him.
The
so
underdog, yeah.
Well done, independent boning. I'm sure that was all down to your independent reporting.
There you go.
Spreading
Spread the
the
word.
word.
Everyone loves an
Yeah.
underdog.
Well,
And there you
Yeah,
go.
especially when you boned.
You were moving on to the second item of Indie Bone.
Yeah. Amanita, the guys that made Machinarium, which is a lovely little indie point-and-click game,
Yeah.
which you go out and get if you haven't got.
Yep.
Well, it's coming out on PS3 and
Move support.
not on Xbox, just PS3. No move support.
6-axis support.
I'm aware of.
Michael thoroughly get behind that one then.
Yeah, with no move.
So you
Hey,
can
I'm
actually
out.
play it, Mike. You can know who I'm talking about when I talk about cute characters.
Because these. This is the game you're showing me with the ridiculously cute little dude.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Joseph.
Oh, it's boring.
no-
Named after Joseph Goebbels.
Is he a bit like Sackboy?
Joseph Goebbels.
Yeah, it's Joseph Goebbels. Too like Sackboy. He created his own kind of ideas and put them out into the world. Yeah, he's exactly like Sackboy.
Covered in blood.
When are we getting that Nazi costume back for Ligapov? Because
A
then
little
you
bit-
could make your
There's
Sackboy look
some-
more like your real
Yeah, Hitler
Hitler-esque
personality.
self.
My alter self.
You look
Why have
like
they never done
Hitler.
that? They've never released like a dictators pack on the planet.
There was
What do
a-
you think?
or for any game. Why have they never done that?
There was a Killzone pack. Had some Hellgas. They're very Third Reich-ish.
Must be a market for that, surely.
Yeah, but they talk like this.
Fucking
I'm a bad guy. It's like really British bad guy
Yeah, it's
voice.
terrible.
Making like honest British,
Working class.
salt of the earth
They're
lads.
trying to get their Islamic law.
Horrible old, Nazi Islamic ray gun wielding.
That's what I call knife in a space melon.
Yeah, it's a good quote.
You say rate
Gosh.
Stu.
Can we put all the list of all the videos we've referenced at the moment up on the website? Because there's a lot of.
Yep.
Because that video is hilarious.
Yes, you'll find them at www. Was that the end of the?
Yes.
Was that the end of Indie Bones?
Yeah, just a little brief.
Well, good work.
Independent
Yes.
boning.
I think I deserve a round of applause. Oh, thanks, Stuart, for clapping. Oh, Mike, thanks.
I did the jingle, so I'm fine.
Well, Stuart needs to hold his applause because coming up next, it's the introduction of a brand new feature.
Long running, I'm sure. Feature.
This feature is gonna run and run.
It's got legs, mate.
It's called ibuprofen, where Stuart Fenn gives you gaming advice that will help you become a pro like him.
Not Stuart Fenn. Profen.
Yeah, Profen.
Forgive me, Profen, of course.
Stuart's just there
Think of
very
it.
briefly. He'll be back.
think of a younger games master who's not made up of metal and isn't Patrick Moore. So, like I said, it's a brand new feature. Here's a letter from Timmy in Huddersfield.
Okay, go on then, Timmy.
Hi, Profen. My name is Timmy and I am 11. I come from Huddersfield. I'm really struggling with level 4-2 in Demon Souls, as it takes me ages to get past all of the scary mantas, rays and the red eye skeletons. When I finally do get to the end, the horrible old hero boss crushes me in seconds. I was wondering if you could give me some tips on how to get through the level quicker and how to defeat the old hero. Thanks in advance, Timmy Alexander.
Timmy. Not Jamie.
Oh, wow.
That was Timmy.
Oh, Timmy,
So-
you little beautiful
Speaking
man.
through Jamie. And
Yeah, that wasn't Jamie.
Okay then, well, the way I would approach that would be to go back to level 3-1, collect the wizard key.
Yeah.
What? Timmy's not here.
he's not here.
He is here. He's right there. And that'll open the
Your hurts feelings.
that'll open the secret way
Sure.
to the end of the level. And that's
Is
it.
that, I don't remember that bit.
Don't remember the wizard key.
I don't.
It's next to the ice cave.
I may be confusing it with something else. What you really should do
Ah.
is simply grind that level, because 4-2 is a prime level just for grinding the first 5 minutes. Do that for 6, 8, 10 hours. Okay, sacrifice a day to it.
Yeah.
Level yourself up a few times, then everything will be easy.
What
Circumventing
do
the
I
whole
kill?
idea that we're in a difficult game. It's not difficult.
Timmy's not here.
What do I kill to blind it up?
Kill the first Reaper, which you'll see on your entrance to the large room.
Yep.
The large room, the only one.
Yep.
Exit that. Kill the skeletons, and repeat.
Rinse and repeat.
Thank you, Mr. Pro Fan.
That's okay. And you're 11?
Yeah.
Why are you playing this?
Mummy boy for me.
Stick to Barbie's Park and Ride, Timmy. You're out of your element.
Or go outside, climb a tree.
Well, that's some great pro fans.
Ibuprofen. The cure to your gaming headache.
Yeah. Stop playing it, climb a tree, milk a cow.
That's how the name works. Gaming headache. Gaming headache.
Milk a cow. I cannot remember doing that, mate. Let's scrumpy for apples.
That was a mix.
Knockdown ginger.
A mixed picture there, I'm sure.
I'm sure we'll cut some magic out of it.
My advice should just be, like, stop being a little bitch and suck it up.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be.
God.
It's supposed to be a hard game.
And you're supposed to be a sage.
Yeah, and I've given you 3 separate bits of sage advice.
The Pope doesn't
1,
go...
wizard key. 2, grind.
3.
Suck it up. And 4, the fourth of 3, go outside.
Level bosses. They guard all the doors and hold all the keys. They are typically heavily armoured, highlighted in yellow where you need to attack them, and fucking massive. So why does such an impressive sounding spectacle often leave us unsatisfied?
Yeah, it's
Sounds
just
like my penis you just described.
Hey, bits in yellow.
Yeah.
What are they? Oh, I know now. Oh.
You did say massive.
what? So yeah, I think we're gonna bash through these, aren't we? We're gonna get some great bosses and some bad bosses, but ultimately the worst bosses I think we'll find are the ones that seem totally out of place with the rest of the game.
Well, nowadays you get so many people after these 9-10 hour experiences in a great game that builds really well and has excellent pacing, and they always say, yeah, final boss though, final boss wasn't great, but it must be hard to end these games in a satisfactory way because the build up is always so exciting, and you think, what is this all building to?
I mean, I'll accept that it's difficult to finish on a satisfying end, both in spectacle and narrative.
Climax. It's always hard to end
almost hard
on
to
a
climax.
satisfying climax
Yeah,
when
it's
you're
really,
talking about
really difficult.
Jamie's massive yellow heavily armoured penis.
Disappointing.
Right.
Heavily armoured, massive, disappointing penis.
One-eyed.
Frequent topic of conversation for me.
Yeah.
Not normally talking to you
My
about it,
penis.
but we are normally talking about it.
So yeah, Jamie's penis. Stuart, you were grasping that subject firmly.
Yes, I think I was saying.
Bosses.
From holding on to that.
Bosses.
Yeah, it's obviously difficult to finish a game, really, really well. But it's not difficult not just to default to fucking boring basic type and just whack in a generic boss that goes through a few phases, has a few predictable attack patterns. It's completely at odds with the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I'm looking at BioShock here. I'm thinking about Arkham Asylum. Great games, not ruined, but slightly spoiled. Not even spoiled, minorly sullied.
It gave
by a rubbish boss at the end. That you can download a plugin for Excel 2007, which gives you achievements for that.
God, sick.
Why wasn't that in the news?
Fucking sweet.
Can you sync that to your Xbox?
Huh?
Can you sync it to your Xbox?
Almost certainly.
Can you integrate that into...
Stop playing with your headset, Stuart.
It's achievements for what?
Can you
Highlighting
integrate
the
that into our
whole
test
board.
plans?
For using a certain
That's amazing.
chart correctly.
So office achievements.
So-
using a counter formula 100 times.
So listeners, pretend this is still second-hand news. Achievements for Excel.
Yes, Excel 2007.
That's it. Bosses. So you were saying, that's one of the problems, isn't it?
It's lazy. It's unnecessary.
Finish your sentence. But finish it.
It's lazy and unnecessary.
It's so many games have obviously progressed in the last 4 years, and the last 4 years since they started 4 years ago, games have progressed massively. 40 years, but yet somehow when it gets that finished, all they can go back on is the archaic. When it worked back in your classics, when you've got. Obviously not.
It fits the form, doesn't it?
Well, yeah,
level boss.
But the rest of the games don't. They've taken these wonderful mega journeys. You've got games like BioShock and Batman have this kind of not open world, but these kind of these corridors and these amazing environments to roam around in. They could do so much.
That
The
are
finale-
based on surreal, massive battles.
yeah, it could be based on such a big thing, and it gets boiled down to one localized. The bad guy is the bad guy, and that's fine. Certain games will do let me explain. Certain games will pit you against your bad guy. Mario and his Bowser is brilliant because he is the nemesis. He is the antagonist of the game, and it works fine.
Crash Bandicoot and his...
Neocortex.
No.
His mate.
It's not good enough to just throw Batman against Joker, even if he's souped up on Mega Drug. It's not good enough to throw your Bioshock character.
Spoilers.
Jack. Yeah, should we? Do you want to edit in a
basically,
little bit?
Edit in the spoiler warning beforehand.
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry if you haven't played some of these games. We're going to be talking about their end bosses.
I'm sorry for them.
Yeah, exactly. Any game we talk about, you should have played
Yeah.
by now.
That's right.
So Portal 2's end boss.
Portal 2. No, this isn't Back to the Future. Teaser. So,
Sorry,
yeah, I mean, well, Arkham is a great example of... And the thing that makes it even worse is how good the game was up until that point. When the game's amazing, it makes it even more disappointing. It's a game about stealth, lurking in the shadows, striking when the time
Being
is
a
right.
detective.
End boss. Joker turns into this huge kind of thing, monster thing with a mohawk, and then he's really easy to defeat. And when
Yeah.
you do, he just goes back to normal.
He
It's-
looks pretty rad though. So
Yeah, he
that's
does
the main
look-
thing.
It's
Still
so
manages to keep his trousers on.
Not the worst boss.
Like the Hulk.
it's so similar to Bioshock in the sense that the game again was very profound and it was very creative people and
It was profound,
lauded its it had profound meaning
good.
behind it.
Does flag for the last third.
It's good.
I think.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, this is, I think, it's something we should get onto. Is like a game can have actually quite a good ending, but a rubbish boss just in the middle of that. I would throw Uncharted 2 there onto the pit as having a really good ending, leading up to the boss and after the boss is a nice little denouement to the game. But the final boss, the final boss that's thrown in there is rubbish.
That
And
game for me just keeps on getting. It gets better. Got better and better as I was playing through it. And then-
Blowshock.
Huh?
Blowshock.
No, Uncharted 2.
Uncharted 2.
Oh, right.
And then you're just.
You're playing through the game. You get to the final part of the game where you've been trying to get to.
Are you talking about Uncharted?
Uncharted 2, yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
A really strong ending with some big character development, and then you get pitted against the main bad guy. Shouldn't be a problem if it's done well, but it's running around in circles, shooting little pods to blow him up.
Well, it's so not easy to empathise with Lazarevich.
Yeah, to be fair, he was
He's
a
just
rubbish
pure
player.
evil.
Hey, all American, the good guy, Nathan Drake. I am Russian, the bad guy.
And so
I've got the gold.
very excited.
And I'm very excited. Mike requested more Borat. He
Less
said
Borat.
10 times more Borat.
And so that boss didn't work on so many levels, and yet the game then goes on to end very well with an extra little scene where everything's crumbling around him and a hilarious final few minutes of heartwarming goodness. But boss, shit.
Yeah.
It's the worst part for me is when they're really easy. I mean, I can accept being an old school gamer, and I think that's another problem. I think devs and gamers themselves expect a big OTT boss at the end. Anyway, the point.
That's what most game developers are.
Yeah.
They need to avoid the pitfall of developing games for themselves.
Yeah,
basically.
but not only that, but maybe to subvert
All of you.
expectation.
All you listening?
But I mean, the most disappointing thing to me is when they're too easy. I mean, Dead Space, that end boss was too easy. I did it without dying immediately. Like straight away, that boss was quelled. It's easy to. Is that a word?
Quelled,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. So yeah, like I said, that boss was snished at the end. His attack patterns were so easily telegraphed, and I had him boshed in a couple of schlafs at the end of the game. So it's most annoying to me when it's too easy.
Yeah. I think I got some kind of like categories of like bad bosses. If we look at the kind of Batman, Bioshock, just rubbish, don't really fit with the rest of the game. Over the top boss.
Can we file that under effing stupid?
I think stupid. We'll put the big robot at the end of Mass Effect 2 on there as well. I think another just completely just generic, stupid.
Shepard, it is I, Mass Effect.
Yeah, nothing to do. And that's
Terminator.
it. Big shootout.
Another example though
Yeah.
of a game which has a
Effing stupid.
great run up.
Yeah.
The end of the game is fantastic. Like
That
little
boss,
suicide run and
yeah.
that. It's all brilliant.
Mass Effect 2. Yeah.
Mass Effect 2. But yeah, the boss.
Yeah.
But
terrible.
Terminator in there. Come on.
Giant as well though.
Yeah.
I think double
Effing
thumbs
stupid.
up. But
Double thumbs up.
I'm
clearly
looking
not
at
Slough.
other bosses that are just endlessly frustrating. The other side of being too easy, too difficult.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Well, it's even more crazy I mean, at the moment though, we sound like people who are never satisfied.
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
really
Too
it's
hard.
difficult. But yeah, when the difficulty spikes at the end of a game, more recently, a good example of that is Sonic 4. You know, you don't struggle to get through any of that. A couple of patches here and there, but the final boss in that game is so difficult. It's crazy. A game should build in a crescendo to that point rather than easy, bam. Oh.
I think a game can really undermine itself by making a boss cheap. Difficult's one thing, but then if it's cheap,
What jumped to your mind
then
for cheap?
you Jinpachi in Tekken 5, or
Well, Seth, fighting him, Seth in Street Fighter 4.
Seth's no
He's
fun.
mine. It's cheap.
Yeah.
Cheap and
I
frustrating.
think
It's fun to play as him though. I mean, I like
Yeah.
doing that kick.
final boss. Have you finished?
Yep.
You know, he's making noises.
Final boss on Ninja Gaiden 2. It's kind of cheap. It's also kind of fucking stupid and frustrating.
Yeah.
But the whole time, chopping things up, being awesome, dodging stuff, and then you just got to shoot arrows at him. Shoot arrows at his big eye.
It's hero. His weakness is exposed. Shoot him now.
Is that effing stupid or cheap? Which is that fall under?
Bit of both, bit of column A, bit of column B.
Yeah, if we've got like a Venn diagram, I'd put it in the overlapping section.
And I find bosses that are like
We'll mock that up for you, put it on the website.
I think it'd be shit.
bosses that don't seem to take into account like certain limitations of the game, and it's still tough. If you ever played Dead Rising,
Yes. Oh
the
man.
psychos the controls are awful, and they got these psychos that can run around you, and you're still trying to kind of move left and right, and it seems like it doesn't realise
Not to
you
mention-
can barely move.
So I played through both of those games,
Yeah.
and on the penultimate boss on the second one,
Slow down, Poindexter.
that was the
The what boss?
He's terrible, isn't he? Yeah.
the second to last boss,
Thank you.
one just before the final boss.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the pen before.
If
Ultimate.
it took me till then to realise that all the melee moves, all the punches, the kicks and drop kicks do tons more damage
Fenn Ultimate.
than
An actual weapon.
yeah, it does seem to be
Yeah.
the Fenn ultimate answer.
in Dead Rising as well, because it's an open world game and you want to go to different areas or not. I mean, the guys in the Jeep. Anybody?
No.
The guys in the Jeep
I
in
avoid-
Dead Rising 1. Remember in the outside
I
area?
avoided them. They go away after a little while.
They don't go away.
They do go away.
If you avoid them,
That fucking
They say
song that they have
that-
on.
They go away after. I think they go away after the special
irritating.
forces come.
oh, okay.
you get the true
oh,
ending.
right, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's a great example. I've got some other cheap bosses I want to reference. Wesker at the end of Res Evil 5. I hated that boss. Cheap and frustrating when his tentacle arms are whipping around like crazily.
I haven't got to the end of
It
five.
was 6 a.m. at the time. Oh, sorry, spoilers.
No, it's fine. Tentacle arms.
Rewind to the spoiler warning before.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
it was around 6 a.m. when my friend Cosmo. Hey, Cos. when my friend Cosmo and I.
Sounds like a cat.
It's real.
Is he like Green Alien?
Okay, no, go on.
Well,
I believe it now. Yeah.
When my friend Cos and I got to that part, I mean, we'd been playing all night. It was 6 a.m., so that made it even more frustrating. But yeah, that was anticlimactical and bullshit.
that's not
West.
worse.
No, definitely not.
Anticlimactical.
That's the category C.
It's an
Anticlimactical.
Anticlimactical. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
You got effed up cheap. Anticlimactical. Trevelyan from Goldeneye.
Oh no. We're
Now,
going
Mike,
to
you
first crossover.
well, we spoke today that you really like this
Love
boss,
him,
don't you?
yeah.
In a minute, when we talk about bosses that we do like, that's right, we're not all completely negative, moody gamers.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about the bosses that we like, but yeah, I don't like Trevelyan.
Okay.
He just it was too easy. Again, too easy.
Effing stupid.
What's that say
Category
about,
C.
say about your
Well,
abilities?
And
I
anticlimactical.
think one thing we know about me is that I'm a big fan of actually an easy finish. I mean, a boss you get to at the end after playing through it and you get stumped. In the final minutes, you're raring up for that finish of the game. Oh, I'm going to finish it. Here we go. And then you just get stuck for
you
like
love
20
an easy
minutes trying to do
game.
the same thing. I like an easy game. I like to kind of just go through it and not be taxed.
challenged.
taxed.
So I'm going to
Challenged
throw on the
at all.
pile the final Colossus from Shadow of the Colossus.
Well, I like.
I never finished this.
Yeah,
got
I mean,
about 10 in.
there's nothing more difficult about the Colossus except you'll climb up it. You've got to find some weak points. There's one bit where you're just not sure where it is, and I spent a lot of time getting knocked back down before climbing up, knocked back down. I didn't know what it was. I thought, I love this game. I don't want to finish going, oh, why can't I do it? So I went online and looked up where it was, and I beat the game.
So here we've got like an example of a game which is all bosses.
Yep.
They're massive.
Yep.
And they've got obvious weak points.
Yeah.
And yet it's great.
And yeah, it's beautiful because
They're heavily armoured.
yeah, they're heavily
They're
armoured,
fairly
yeah.
heavily armoured.
Are they covered in pus? And
Some they spray
Oh.
black.
that was the penis.
Now, like I said, as long as the game builds successfully, I welcome a challenge at the end because it needs to be a challenge for that sense of achievement. Mike.
Mike from the new school of gamers who feel it should be rewarded
Everything
for
on a platter.
Yes,
managing
please.
to not electrocute themselves while they plug their consoles in.
Things like
And I do that really well. And 9 times out of 10.
It's been a great success that day.
Great success.
Says it. I didn't do the voice.
I did.
Got it.
I pretended not to know the meaning of the word penultimate. I did it for laughs.
It's good. It's good. Play the jester.
Oh, I didn't play the gesture. Shao Kahn's pretty cheap.
Yeah, I think fighting game bosses are that's from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, MK2 and 3, Shao Kahn, he's stupid. He's ridiculous. That pants hammer.
I've never seen a pants hammer.
He pulls a mallet out of his underwear
Right.
and twats you with it.
So Jamie would win that pants utensils war, I think. Pants hammer
I
versus...
don't know, let's get him out.
Up there with the rape gun.
You know, a few people said, "Oh, you sound a bit miserable in your podcast. Do you like anything?" That's just us being British. We love we love good bosses.
Oh, man, they're the
we
best.
welcome great bosses.
I'll
Do you know
hug
what? Here's par exemplar, the magician from House of the Dead 1 and 2. Have you guys had experience of the magician from House of the Dead 1 and 2?
Yes.
Briefly.
He's all you want from a boss. He looks great. He's tough, but he's always polite to your parents. He's
Easy on the eye.
He's fast. He's not too difficult in terms of the general difficulty of the game, and doesn't have massive arrows pointing to where you're supposed to shoot. But is a great.
How would you know where to shoot him?
Is a great climax to House of the Dead 1.
Weapons and tells you.
So that's magician. I mean,
That's a good one.
So I always liked. I don't think it's the final. I think it's the again. I think I've got a thing for second to last bosses.
Yeah, the Fenn Ultimates.
I was gonna say maybe that in a narrative-driven game, there's no need for a big stupid boss.
Absolutely.
I
I
look
think
at something like Red Dead Redemption
Yeah.
for inspiration because that
No
ends
boss.
in a really nice way. It wraps up the story, and there's just no need for like a giant evil sheriff
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
lifting the lid off your house.
John Marston, I bring your destruction. The thing is,
it.
people expect these things, and devs think that people expect these things. And if you come to the end of the game and maybe you didn't get a firework display, maybe you'd feel disappointed.
Maybe you think these people have not finished the game. They couldn't even be bothered.
I think one thing that stands out quite. I was just thinking about Rockstar games in particular, the GTA's, your Red Dead. I think they can't go super nuts with giant
Warriors.
beefed up
Good game,
dudes
Warriors.
because they haven't got the ability. Batman and Bioshock. It's too easy to go. Oh, then there's a giant mutant because they are.
Those are
They're-
my two favourite heroes,
Wait,
Batman and Bioshock.
Batman and Bioshock. They have to stick to the real world. I'm thinking,
Bioshock! Atlas is vulnerable! Hit him now! Use the nuke missile!
yeah.
Would you kindly?
Would you kindly? I'm thinking. Of
kindly find a nuke missile?
the
Mike,
grand-
stop it! It's xenophobic.
the grand,
Okay.
the Grand Theft Auto.
People will know it's not you that's doing the accent.
Timmy, is that you?
Timmy,
Yes.
you're back.
I moved to Ireland.
The Grand Theft Auto games have always had great bosses. GTA 3 ended up flying a helicopter on a
I
dock.
wanted to mention Lance Vance from Vice City.
No,
Yeah.
in 3 you
And
end-
that's a fight through the mansion, isn't it? To get the kind of
Yeah.
Scarface. And
In
it's all very real.
in 3 you fight at like it's like a dock or something. Isn't
Yeah, on a
it?
dock you fight a helicopter, just flying around, and that brings you back to
okay.
helicopters in games. And the whole thing.
What? That brings you back.
Helicopters in
games, people.
Helicopters in games.
Today's issue.
Those work great when you've got something Half-Life. You've got a giant helicopter. On Uncharted, they have helicopters because it's real. You can't get too silly if you're just shooting at a helicopter. And so Red Dead's ending was kind of narratively perfect, and it just
No helicopters though.
No helicopters in Red Dead. Oh, they should add those.
Should have had those.
And so
What
that's
better way to sort of encapsulate the end of the Old West
Yeah.
and advancing
Yeah,
technology
helicopter coming
than,
early choppers.
So
Yeah.
that's finish Red Dead Redemption, people, because it's worth it.
I do need to do that.
Yeah.
So thanks for not spoiling that for me.
Exactly.
Okay.
And sometimes bosses are just so incredibly badass. You can't deny them. And so I'm going to here are a few. The first time you face Bowser in Mario 64.
Of course, yeah.
First time you get to swing him around, chuck him into those mines. That's top notch. Hitler in Wolfenstein 3D.
Yes.
You fight
Was I in
Hitler.
Wolfenstein 3D?
That's Robo Hitler.
Yeah, so yeah, you face Hitler. You think, oh wow, a battle with Hitler alone would be pretty good. He's in a mech suit with 2 chain guns on either side, and he goes, "Die, Allied Schweinhund." And when you meet him, and this was in there wasn't much speech in games at the time, so yeah. And
Just back when putting Hitler in a game was
There still wasn't much.
absolutely fine.
Ganondorf is someone I'd throw as badass. Most of the times you meet Ganondorf in a Zelda game.
Yeah, of
Ocarina of
course.
Time and the end of Wind Waker, precisely. Both times, a big old sword in the face. phenomenal endings, great bosses.
Knife in the melon.
Knife in the melon. Even though both those Ganondorf always falls into the heavily armoured point at his weak point. Ganondorf always falls into the heavily armoured weak point hitting. Somehow it always works because he is the big bad for that series, and it's always a Ganondorf.
He's a Gandalf.
Gandalf.
If you've got like protagonist-antagonist relationships through a series, then it is fine. And it's all expected.
Of course. Spider-Man and Batman in Revenge of Shinobi.
What?
In early copies of Revenge of Shinobi for the Mega Drive, you get to a level after a train ride, which is really hard and really cool, and you face Batman and Spider-Man. In later releases,
oh my God.
Completely legit as well. You know, at the start, I only had a version with Spider-Man in it. Batman was replaced by a weird character, and after that, Spider-Man was replaced as well. But yeah, I'd always boot up the game, and it would say Spider-Man appears courtesy. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, Spider-Man, you face Spider-Man, and then you face Batman, and like I said, it was all cleared. All the rights were sorted out, and so forth. So yeah, as Shinobi, you take
got
on
to kill them.
Yeah, you get to knife them up proper. Amazing.
So that's a case of the just really cool, surprising.
Like I said,
boss.
so badass. You can't deny it.
Yeah.
And M. Bison.
A good fighting game boss.
Classic, yeah.
One of the most iconic bosses ever.
Never beaten him, I don't think.
Never ever beaten him. He's the best.
But I never was annoyed about it.
Psycho.
I was like, you've got it, mate.
You never played it, did you?
I played Street Fighter 2 on the Game Boy.
On the Game Boy?
Yeah.
The Game Boy.
What?
Best
I got
version.
it in Spain.
I had Killer Instinct with the Game Boy. Very green, very blurry.
I played it on the Amiga, so we're both.
Amiga
Amiga!
Who's played the better version
on
there?
joystick, one button.
Don't know how they work. We don't know. We don't want to know.
No idea. Best in the past.
Now I play Street Fighter a lot. I suddenly realised that must have been really hard with just 2 buttons.
Do you know what was great at the time as well? Bison in the original version of Street Fighter, you couldn't be him, so he was a complete mystery.
Yeah.
You couldn't be the other 3 bosses either, but you know, he really was this mysterious figure. You wouldn't have seen him. You battle you all the way through, which is very tough back then, especially in the arcades. And you reach this guy who just looks, you know, as incredible as Bison does. / Vega, if you're in Japan.
What about, I think bosses might fall, one series that has bosses that fall into that just too cool and innovative to ignore are Metal Gear Solid bosses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Across almost all the games now. So who's got a favourite Metal Gear Solid boss still now?
Snakus Liquidarium is one of my favourite ones.
Right, has anyone else got a real one?
Psycho Mantis is a good one.
Yeah, he's the fan favourite from Metal Gear Solid 1, isn't he?
His little his tomfoolery, read your memory card.
You don't really you do fight him, but you do fight him. He kind of floats around the room. You have to go and hit him, but mostly it's the great trick of making you.
I can only really remember Ravenstorm, Vulcan Raven. That was the guy's name.
You had to kill him with a guided rocket.
Yeah, was he like a minefield or something?
No, he's just got a big massive gun.
And a tank as well. He's brilliant.
He has a tank, yeah.
Well, sort of one sniper wolf comes out and suddenly your perspective changes to a first person like sniping game. It's just
an example of a boring game though with good bosses. Is that
At the time as well, first seeing Revolver Ocelot.
It's true. Fenn's mouth. It's true at me.
I actually said I'm sorry, but
I'm not. I like the games, but I'm not going to be massively offended. But it's just a controversial opinion.
That's what he goes for. Stuart offended.
I'm off.
Yeah, I mean Revolver Ocelot as well. He first time you see him in that tank. But I mean way back when. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So we mentioned Trevelyan earlier on in bosses that I didn't like too much, but I like what they were going for, which is a different a way of tackling a boss, and I quite like the chase.
Yep, running around as the cradle, you run around a circle, around up in the air, dramatic.
A couple of references I got there: Metal Sonic from Sonic CD, a thrilling chase, a wondrous place. I've written here, and it's a similar vein to the original Labyrinth Dr. Robotnik boss, where he's flying away from you and you're chasing him upwards through this really perilous, steep climb.
Why just let him go?
And there's spikes. Because he's done some mean shit to animals.
Yeah, but he's finished.
He's got to be stopped.
He's off.
What are you talking about? Why don't you just let him go? It's not an option.
Effectively, you've already stopped him. You've
Never give up.
Deprived him of his apparatus.
Never surrender.
Okay.
Cut off his resources.
Tails motto.
He's on the ropes and you're just
So
finishing him off.
and again,
rushing away to a rehabilitation centre or something like that, and you're just not
jumping
on
his head.
Yeah.
it was tricky, not frustratingly so, but rewardingly tricky and
hard and cool.
Hard, gorgeous, and hard, as
Had-
I
had
once
that-
described Meat Boy.
Trevelyan had that beauty of being like the protagonist of the game. Again, you finally play off your old friend, and that's carried across in the
Massive
film.
spoilers.
Yeah, but was it Goldeneye?
No, yeah.
Come on!
Hey, I wonder how they tackle that in the new Goldeneye. Maybe we should
finish
complete
it. Yeah, maybe we should.
And the Metal Sonic chase in Sonic CD is great.
Jamie, what's some of your favourite bosses?
One of my favourites is
Different.
Granfalloon from Symphony of the Night.
Okay, how does that play out?
Well, it's just a big ball of sort of naked, dead bodies.
Wow.
And then it's
That sounds like that kind of category of just
massive
cool,
pile.
interesting.
Yeah, really weird design. And as you sort of chip away at the bodies, they fall off one by one and walk towards you, zombified. Eventually you get down to like the core, which is just like some sort of eye thing with like tendrils hanging off it.
Yeah.
Pretty gruesome.
that's disgusting.
Games like Castlevania games do boss as well. Star Fox, old Star Fox games do boss as well.
But yeah, again, but it's your traditional boss, shoot at the weak point. But yeah, somehow it's always so damn epic. And
Star
cool,
Fox
right?
shows you how to do that though.
Yeah,
Definitely. Res is too hard at the end.
Res.
That boss is mental.
Talking about the final level
Oh my
boss.
God.
I didn't even know there was a fifth
Res.
level.
It goes on for like 8 hours,
Res?
and Res HD,
Okay.
formerly known as Res.
I think one of the last things we could
yeah.
talk about is
Tits?
how to end a game without a boss. You know, I mean, we
Just
talk
cut it
about
off dead.
Yeah,
in the middle of
maybe cut to black.
Shenmue.
Yeah, it
Red
doesn't-
Dead was a great narrative ending, and
Yeah.
I'm looking to smaller games.
It
here.
doesn't even. It doesn't need to be a principal villain
No.
who drinks radioactive tonic and turns into a skyscraper. It can just be a big event that's climatic
Yep.
and exciting.
It could
Spectacle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just like,
Yeah, he can have spectacles on.
yeah. just like a really tough final
Thanks,
level
Mike.
that, like, you know, just pushes you towards the climax of that game in terms of gameplay. Like a game like Braid,
Sure.
the end of that. Let's not
Yeah.
spoil because what happens. But when you get to the end, there's a big reveal about how the whole game's been playing out, and the final level is just a tough, challenging platform section that also is tied into kind of what the game actually means. And when you play it, it's just wonderful.
You got puzzles, Stuart.
I think the greatest modern example of a true excellent build-up between antagonist and protagonist is Portal.
Yeah, of course, genius. Yeah,
GLaDOS.
that was bossy in that he had to beat its weak points. But
It was great.
Yeah.
And very in keeping with the subject matter of the game and not ridiculous.
Masterclass.
Thanks,
Right.
Arkham. I'm pretty sure Arkham City's not going to be as similar.
No,
I
no,
think
no,
they've probably,
no, definitely not.
I think they've probably learned.
we'll
Arkham
cover
City-
that
Arkham City
later.
Wall.
Bosses. We like some of them, and we don't like some of the other ones. Boss.
Fuckyou.com.
Listener mail.
Oh yeah, of course. Let's finish.
It's time for listener mail.
Or listen to female.
Oh Jesus
Cha-ching!
Christ.
My
If
catchphrase.
you want to send in a question or a complaint. Actually, no. I'm not going to give you a prize for a complaint. Send in a question.
I'll give you a prize.
Send in a complaint and your address.
And sat-nav map
And the
routes.
hours that you're at home.
Or not at home, yeah. Oh, you were doing the thing, yeah. A Scouse mind, this works so far in a little southern London of mine.
Snitches get got. That's
Yep.
what
If you send in a mail, if you send in a mail, any man, send him in. If you send in a question between now and April the 22nd, your letter / email will go into a prize draw to win a Steam code for Portal 2. So probably worth doing. So
definitely.
do it, like Lex did. Lex wrote in to say, "Dear Ready Game Fire, firstly, I would love to say that I am a big fan of the show. However, last week's episode left me a little disturbed. It's clear that Chris Fox is indeed a massive nerd. Well, he doesn't know me very well.
Did come out
Yet he seemed to get genuinely angry when his fellow nerdlingers point this out. Well, he's just making enemy, calling us all nerdlingers. You,
I wasn't there, wasn't there.
He meant all of us. I would like to state categorically that everyone who listens to the show feels that each and every one of you is a massive unbelievable.
Is there's no question? Is there a question?
It comes after about
page.
8 paragraphs
Insult.
I'd,
I'm seeing words rubbish and get off in there as well. I
I tend to agree with
it.
him now.
Right, good.
This isn't a bad thing, as we think the same about the man from Zero Punctuation.
Exactly.
Ben
Yeah.
Yahtzee Crossell.
If you're listening to a gaming podcast, you yourself.
Yeah,
It's a derogatory way. You massive nerd. I don't like it.
It's affectionate. It's endearing.
He's won
It's
a
nice.
photo of my balls, which will be winging their way to him.
the balls have got wings.
They've got wings.
They can
Photos
fly.
It also seems unfair that Fox gets to put his audio level up while everyone else is so low down.
Called out.
No, there were level issues with last week's episode. They've been addressed. Thank you, Lex.
I share that complaint though.
That was
me too.
it's been addressed. I
just-
was on with 3 mumblers. Come on.
You just shout, Chris, I think.
Yeah, I get excited.
Shouting.
Passionate.
I'm passionate.
I want to hear more from Steve. Please turn Steve up all the way up for the next episode
He's
up.
not here.
He couldn't make it.
He's dead.
Please turn Steve all the way up for the next episode.
Now I'll turn him up.
My question to you is, given the release of dual-core smartphones and iTablets and netbooks and Blackberries, is the death of desktop PC as a games platform just around the corner? Well,
No.
thanks.
Yes.
It's not thanks to that.
Nope, done. Next.
Yeah, no, it is.
God.
Why would it be there? Entirely different things.
It's
Oh, okay,
consoles. It's the evolution of consoles, especially in the terms of the online gaming forum. That's what's
Can you read that list back slow? What's killing them?
Here's an
specifically?
interesting fact for you.
basically portable devices.
Okay, portable device, not consoles.
Until you have something with the same inputs
Portable
that a desktop has, which people still love, or
Yeah.
with the high level of graphical possibilities that
And
such a thing presents.
networking and customization.
Exactly, yeah.
Although it's not unfair to say that PC gaming's definitely taken a dip over
Yeah.
the last 10
yeah,
years.
here's an interesting fact about Meat Boy. Sold more on PC than it did on Xbox.
Crysis 2 sold more on Xbox.
Significantly more as well.
There's-
You know, like
and PS3
nearly
than
double
PC.
more in the first week.
PC gaming always had online gaming over the consoles, but now certainly on Xboxes, consoles have caught up with the online gaming experience.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why. I guess if laptops didn't kill PCs, I don't see why an iPad's going to kill a PC.
That's a stupid question.
It is.
But no, if you take the question to mean, will PC gaming die out sooner than console gaming?
If you're going to preface
will.
any question by "You're all nerds,"
I think it's more likely. I mean,
Simplicity will always win out over complexity.
consoles are more
converging.
likely to sort of converge into something, one
Yes.
just one thing with
A
a television,
TV
with
with
your
all built
player,
in.
with your media
That's
set.
the way it's
everything
going,
like
isn't
that. Whereas a PC, it's a work and play thing. It's like a Mars bar.
please let me know what games I've won, Alexis. Well, Lex, despite the fact that your letters, laced with hate, you're going to get a copy of Half-Life 2 for Steam. So well done. I'll be emailing that to you. Well done. Round of applause for Lex.
That's my copy.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You're not having it.
I'm not sharing that.
It's not yours, man. You need to write a letter.
Timmy wrote in.
And said, "Can I have Half-Life 2?" No, Timmy.
Timmy,
You're too slow. It's gone to Lex.
Timmy somehow knew about Profen before even we did.
What? No, he didn't.
It was advertised on certain
Now you.
Oh, was it?
gaming forums.
yeah.
You kind
in the
of.
past,
It was a wiki leak. It
2
got out.
weeks.
A wiki leak.
Yeah, it was a wiki leak about
That explains it.
ibuprofen.
When I see a Songe, I'm gonna fuck him up.
Second of today's winners is George, and he writes in to say, "Which video game moment has filled you with the most amount of fear?" Mine was when I first saw the T-Rex in the original Tomb Raider. It's a good one.
That's a good one.
That
And
is
it's scary.
terrifying.
Yeah. So yeah, games that filled me with. I mean, when I was young, in fact, it was very, very easy to scare me. But I was scared by Doom. The original Doom used to scare me. I used to play it with friends with the lights on, never alone. It was too frightening. They were just odd ambient noises throughout levels that shat me right the fuck up. And also, I had this puzzle game on the PC called The Seventh Guest, which took place in a haunted house.
Like a murder mystery sort of thing.
Kind of. You had to go around solving puzzles, and there were ghosts. It was very Shining-esque. So for a kid of my age and
Weak heart.
it did it. It was enough.
Either Beholder on PC or Amstrad. Yeah.
Not played it.
I think I've played it.
Like a dungeon crawling. You go down a tunnel, you walk forward down a tunnel and turn right.
So
another tunnel.
It was a COD game.
No, but it was old. And
Well, yeah, but it
and
was
yeah,
old.
you go there, turn to your right, screen's full of 3 goblins going. All you got is shit. Click on magic fireball, and you miss the click and you die.
That's brilliant. You reminded me of a game that. Sorry, Jamie. 2 seconds. You reminded me of a game that was similar. It was on the BBC Micro. It was called Space Maze. And
It's like, we like that. Yeah.
You move forward, but it's panel by panel, isn't it? It's like and there was another blip on the map, and I was always like, "What's that other blip on the map?" I found it one time, and this thing flashed on the screen, and it went, and it went, "The space frog has got you," and I ran upstairs, screaming.
They're so simple in your face. They're terrible.
Screen was yellow. It was made out. It was made out of shapes that looked like paint. Red. It was red and blue, and space frogs. So yeah, space frogs terrified me.
My most terrifying gaming moment has been the little flash game online. It's like a little maze game where you direct a dot through a maze, and then on level 7 where it gets really narrow and you sort of look really close.
Well
some
done.
horrible, haggard old demon
Flashes
face
up on the
and
screen.
scream.
I prefer watching the videos of little kids playing that for themselves and getting to the point and
Falling off their
Whatever
chairs.
floats your boat, mate.
Yeah.
I like watching
Stu,
kids.
what scares you in the
I
middle
like
of the night?
kids.
I remember again. We're gonna hit on Resi 2 again here.
Classic.
Very early in the game, I think the first room you go into in the police station,
Dodge.
after you're in the main area. You go in, you see a liquor crawling over the window.
Oh God, yeah.
You turn around the corner, you see the drip. You hear the dripping, and
And the cutscene.
there's the cutscene. There he is, all
Oh
skinless.
my
and
God,
big
yeah.
Then he just drops on the floor and doesn't do much for a little while. Kind of ruins the scare.
Which is good because you're
Jumps on
too
you.
you're too scared to touch the controller at that
I
point.
was too scared to move.
Yeah, me too, man. I played that on the PC. My hands were above the key. I couldn't do anything.
God,
Frozen
I
in
haven't
fear.
Like the hands that just you walk past this boarded up wall time and
yeah.
time again, and then at one point just a lot of hands just burst through it.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Makes me a little bit cold inside thinking about these.
Or the dogs jumping through the window.
Flower. Think of
Also good
flower.
as well.
Think of playing flower. It's
Nemesis
happy,
jumping
it's
through a
fun.
window.
Shut up, Mike Flower.
What?
Thanks, George, for writing in. You're going to get yourself a copy of Portal 1 for Steam. If you want Portal 2, send in another one. If you send a question in between now and the 22nd of April, you're going to a draw. You'll have a chance of winning a Steam code for your PC for Portal 2. Brand new game, Portal 2. Send in a question. Could be anything you like. Please don't call us nerds, though. We're sensitive nerds. If you're going to send in an email, the email address is readygamefire@gmail.com. That's the end of 8, number 8. All the way at the end now of number 8.
Hey.
Wow. Nearly in double figures, guys. The RSS feed is fixed, so all episodes are back now on iTunes. Please subscribe. And also, guys, if you do like the podcast, please rate and review us on iTunes because it really, really helps. We may even get featured if enough of you guys do it. So review us, rate us. It doesn't take that long. You can do it on your portable device, your iPhone if that's how you listen to it. Stuart's waving his Android in the air.
Equal merit, You've got an iPhone, you refer to it. You don't refer to it as your phone, do you? It's your iPhone. It's your tosser.
Oh, excuse me. My mum's calling me on my Android. Please rate and review us on iTunes. Like I said, it will really help us. I've stopped even referencing the donate
There's a
button.
donate button, isn't there?
There's a donate
it's dusty.
button.
If you brush the dust off, so you can see it in the bottom website. It's gonna be better. Oh, like a SNES cartridge.
First one to donate £40 will get a game
Portal
worth
2.
around that price. We're on twitter.com/ReadyGameFire. Follow us again. It helps. And finally, and lastly, the Facebook page, search for Ready Game Fire, we're on there. Like the page, we really want to get up into triple figures. It would be great if you could help us there as well. That's all the favours I'm asking of you. That's all you have to do. Cheers.
Many.
So yeah, it's goodbye from me. I'm your host, Chris Fox. See you later. Jamie Rathbone says goodbye as well.
Goodbye as well.
See you later, Mike.
I'm off to kill my boss.
Bye-bye, Stuart.
Bye.
And see you later, little Timmy.
Bye, everybody.
Slap him.
Bye. Free Tibet.
Laters.